Okay, the house faces south. So this would be the northwest corner of the property, right here by the sidewalk. This is our gas meter. This is our gas meter, and then we've got one valve. I like to see two, but I don't always get that. The parallel is on, perpendicular is off. If you turn this around so that little loop right there, those little loops line up, you can turn the gas off to the house. Starting at the back, I'm assuming this is the primary suite. These awnings are beyond the scope of this inspection. It's time to replace them. Satellite dish should not be on the roof. The cover over the porch here, of course, it's seen its better days. Your steps are not dimensionally uniform, and 4 more steps should have a handrail, and the window so close to the steps should be tempered safety glass. The exterior light fixtures should be sealed around those. Okay, we got different windows back here than in the front of the house, I believe. We got a little bit of wood rot right there in the window casement. And then if you'll notice these windows, by the way, we'll come over here for a little bit. Just kind of stains. Think water can go down in there? I do. So, in fact, while we're at it, I'll just see if I can pull a still image while we're at it. Because we're at it. We're at it, top folks. Phone notification. Okay, I get that. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for pictures. Yeah, buddy. So steps are not supposed to have more than a 32nd of an inch difference between their heights. They're not supposed to be higher than 7 3/4 inches. They 4 or more steps should have a handrail. At one time we had a window air conditioner here, that's why this is sticking out like it is. Light fixture should be sealed. All of our rain gutter is hanging off. You look up underneath there, we got some wood rot. And again, a nice... In fact, I probably need to want to take a picture of that. You want to make sure that these burglar bars are accessible. So that way, if you have a fire or an emergency inside, you can get out. This is a side door right here, and the face of the door is delaminating. So we'll get a picture of that. And we'll get a picture of this. There's a dead valley up here. So you got all this water running off of all these different pitches. Okay, these 2 pitches anyway. And it comes down to this valley, and it slows down because it's not coming down so fast, so it slows down before it gets to the rain gutter. And when the water is slow, well, then that creates an opportunity for leakage. No, you don't recognize me? You. And we're going. So yeah, in case of emergency, this has even been like glued closed and stuff. But in case of emergency, you can't get out this door. In case of an emergency, you can't get out of that window. This is the garage car entry. Got a loose handle right there. Oh, I knew I was going to get to, and I can use the garage as a good example. But the brick is a facade. The brick is a facade. And then we have wooden walls behind the brick, and between the brick and the walls we have a drainage plane, a space. And so the moisture, because brick is very porous, so all this water that falls down here, it goes up behind the brick right there. It goes behind the brick, so that's something that you might want to take into consideration. So brick, it's a very good building material. This house can burn down and you reuse the brick. But in the meantime, okay, it's porous, and we design it with a drainage plane behind it. Now we need something to hold all these bricks up. We need to hold all these bricks up, and it's a lintel, that metal lintel that goes up underneath there. And that lintel, okay, disrupted the drainage plane. And when it disrupted the drainage plane, then the water just sits there, causing damage and stuff. You should have weep holes over your lintels, over all your square fenestrations. It's only one course of bricks, but you should have weep holes up there as well. Now, when this home was built, they weren't big about weep holes anywhere. They weren't big about control expansion joints anywhere. So we're not going to see any weep holes. We're not going to see any expansion joints. We are going to see, some signs of movement. We sure are. Like in this window right here. See it? Shear crack between the stretcher bricks and the sailor bricks. And coming on along. And then we've got our vertical trim board right there. And then our cornice up there. Then all of our covers, or this cover, for example, I don't know, it was just nailed to the fascia board. Here's another interesting thing, is we got a passive wind turbine up here, and it's blowing, it's windy. But you got a gable vent right here. You're not supposed to mix venting systems, because the air is going to take the path of least resistance. So the air is just going to come in through this gable vent and go out through the wind turbine, and that's only going to ventilate that part of the attic. No photo. It's only going to ventilate that part of the attic. Over here, we've got negative drainage. And that's why the bottom of the garage floor looks like it does. The garage door, that's why the bottom of the garage door looks like it does. And our reveals aren't even, cracking and peeling paint. The water goes downhill and it just sits here. And we put this edging, this landscape edging around here to help direct the water away from the crawl space. And none of these windows look like they're original, so that's going to make some decisions a lot easier. We got some high soil right in here. They'll make some window decisions a lot easier, since you're not dealing with original windows. It's going to, or since over half of your original windows are gone, then it's going to make it easier to go ahead and make the house more modern in regard to windows. Now, all we have is apron flashing going down this corner here. And it should have been step flashing and cap flashing, and we should have had kick out flashing right here. And then the rain gutter butt in should have been, there should be a 1-inch gap right there. And I don't, all of these details should be taken care of when the roof is replaced. Let's see if I can. We got some separation right up here at our ridge beam. High soil over here. The house faces south, so this would be the west side of the front porch. High soil, negative drainage, negative drainage, negative drainage. Get some more signs of movement right in here. No kick out flashing. In fact, probably no flashing over parts of that. Keep moving and grooving. We can do that. Rain gutter discharges the water 2 foot close to the house. Carpet, I can't tell if the house has been treated or not. Planter box. We start going downhill, and I'm noticing that we do not have original windows. This is a good thing. It's a good thing. Bushes next to the house, bushes next to the house, bushes next to the house should have been trimmed. Okay. On our foundation perimeter, and of course we got vents for our crawl space. On our foundation perimeter, okay, they've done some parge coating. It's like a cake frosting. Just because the cake frosting is cracked doesn't mean that and these are grade beams, stem walls, some people call them. Call it what you will. Just because the parge coat's cracked doesn't mean the stem wall, the grade beam wall, is cracked. And just because the cake frosting, the parge coat, is not cracked doesn't mean that the grade beam stem wall is not cracked. Again, we're missing some weep holes. We got kind of a real attractive corner here where the water just runs off. Water curls back 3 inches, so you can look here and you can see that we've got our edge flashing, and the edge flashing has been discontinued in this corner. So the water is going to curl back up in there like it has been. It's going to rot the wood like it has been. Over here got a little bit of cracking right in there. And the water's been coming up here doing its thing. And we've been working on this. I say we. See all the flashing that was been added after the fact? We've been having water problems here. Been having some water problems here. And they went and added the flashing. I mean, just trying. Can't blame somebody for trying. Got some movement between these stretcher bricks and these sailor bricks on this window in this corner. We got a little more movement. And coming on around, and then we're going to pick it up. We're going to have 2 parts for the exterior. One, because it's so much to take in, and 2, because I got to walk around the fence and we got to check the water. So, and then obviously, look, we've been having trouble with this window, that's for sure. And then there's been some patching and repairing. Now I've been calling these are stretcher bricks. These are called dog's tooth. The only difference is because there's more, I guess. But anyway, we got some repair around our stretcher bricks, around our dog's tooth. Okay. Now fences are beyond the scope of this inspection, but if you don't have fence caps, where do you think the water's going to go? Water's going to go down there and it's going to rot out your fence at the base. Well, this fence has been here for 50 years, bud. It takes a long time. Tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the foundation.